Hello to our Vela tutorial. In this step, we create our account, our organization, our first project, and our first branch. To start, go to demo.vela.run. You will be redirected to the login page, and there's two options. The first option is the easy one. You just use your Google account. You click the button, you be redirected to Google. You select your Google account, being redirected to the Vela setup, and the account is automatically created for you. The other option is you register with an email address and a password. So we'll do this here. You give it your email address, a secure password, and your name, right? So let's do this. Here we are. And we click register, and it will ask us to verify our email address. So let's give it a second. The email will arrive right away. And here we are. So we have the email, and normally you can just click the link. In this case, it will not work because I'm using an incognito tab for the demo. So I copy the address, I paste it in here, and I verify my account, and I'm being redirected immediately to the to the organization creation wizard. So I need a name. Doing something very simple here. It's my organization, so why wouldn't I call it like that, right? And then the next step is creating a project, and here is a little bit more complicated. First of all, we need a project name. That's fine for now. Both organization and project name can be whatever. There is a few more settings. First of all, Vela has a HTTP storage API. So if you want to use that, make sure you enable the file storage here. And then there is two sets of sliders. Compared to some of the other solutions, Vela branches are databases, right? So we call it a branch because you can actually create a clone of an existing database, basically a branch, and keep working on that. It will copy the configuration, it will copy the data. So that's why our databases are branches. That means there's two sets of limits. So first of all, we have the per project limit. Basically, all the branches inside of a specific project can use that amount of stuff, right? So let's go all the way, 10 vCPUs, 20 gigs of RAM, 100,000 IOPS storage. So database storage is the storage that is available to Postgres. Storage is the available storage for the file storage. And then the second set of sliders is the per branch configuration, meaning a single database can use that amount of resources, right? So let's do 5, 10, 50. So we're basically just doing all 50% here. There we go. And we do 50 gigs, and because there's only 1 gigabyte, we do the 1 gigabyte. And then we click create project. There we go. Okay, so now we're in the project overview. The project is active. Obviously, there's nothing in it yet. So let's create our first branch. You can either click here or click here. It doesn't matter. Both is totally fine. Give it a branch name. In this case, let's call it production. We want to be a little bit cooler. The environment types basically give you an option to group multiple databases, multiple branches, even across projects. For example, when you have multiple projects with production databases, you can say, hey, I have this environment type production, and I have a specific role in our RBAC, role-based access control, where a specific role has access to all production databases, but nobody else, right? So that's a little bit of a grouping mechanism. These environment types are freely definable per organization. We have the Postgres version. Let's stay with that. We create our password. Typically, I just say, generate me a password. Just make sure you note it down, or in the worst case, you can change the password afterwards. If you want file storage for this specific branch, ensure that you have that enabled. This will free the slider down here. In this case, we leave it out and we say, okay, let's do like 3 vCPUs, 6 gigs of RAM, I don't know, like 20,000 IOPS, and we want like 30 gigabytes of disk space. As I said, that's the disk space for the Postgres service. That's the disk space for the storage service, right? And then we click create branch. It will take a few seconds and then the branch becomes available. There we go. And for the branch card, we see the current status. We see the resource usage per branch. That will update in a few seconds. At the moment, it's empty. It's a background process. We see the branch ID. We see the name. We see our environment. We can start, stop, delete, and resize the branch. Or we just go in and we immediately see like security and performance elements. We see slow queries. We see a little bit of an overview of what is going on in our branch. We see the services and their health. We see how to connect to our database. This is important, obviously, for later cases. But for the simple solution, we just go here and we have this version query pre-created. And then we see, okay, we're running Postgres 18.1. And here's the database. That's how easy it is. If you want to learn more, feel free to look at the other tutorial steps.